Yes. So let's just read the lesson. I just want to read the lesson to you and keep your books ready. I want you to read this lesson, okay? How many times you can read? You read that. So many times. Okay. Lesson 4, the golden touch. Once upon a time, there was a king named Midas. He was the king of quite a beautiful country where people were content and life went along well. Midas had a daughter who was the joy of his life. She was always happy and cheerful, and the people loved her. So the quality of a person is showed here, not the quantity. Quantity means the amount, quality means the character. See, he was such a nice king, and everyone liked the king and the daughter very much. The daughter was very beautiful and she was always very cheerful. Her hair was the color of spun gold and her eyes were blue. See, these are the descriptions given about her hair. What is it? The hair color was spun gold and her eyes were blue. Described about the hair and the eyes. They said when she sang, the birds came down from the trees and sat on her hand. So gentle and kind was she. She was such a gentle, soft and a kind girl. And whenever she used to sing, the birds, they flew down and come and sit on her hands. King Midas loved his people, his kingdom and his beautiful daughter. But he also loved gold. Yes, he craved for it. He had rooms full of it. He even had a throne made entirely from gold. He loved the kingdom, loved the people, loved his daughter. He also had a great love for gold, and all the rooms were full of gold. The chair, the throne, the special kind of chair which is seated also was made of gold. But still he was craving, he wanted more of gold. He was still a good man and good king, but he could not free himself of his obsession for more and more gold. The want of gold was, he could not stop it. He wanted more and more. Even though he had so much of gold and everything, he was still a very kind and good king. One day, as he sat on his golden throne, he closed his eyes and imagined that his fondest dream had come true. He dreamt that everything he touched turned gold. Now what happened one day? He just sat on his golden throne and he just closed his eyes and he started imagining. And now as he started imagining, now he has fallen into sleep and dreaming. He dreamt that everything he touched had turned gold. What was his dream? Yes, wherever he touched, whatever he touched, it was all turned into gold. On this day, as he had his dream yet again, he saw a strange figure. It was a head that looked like flames were all around it. Then the figure spoke to him. Now he had already dropped off to sleep and started dreaming. And what like flame means like fire. At a head, it was a head that looked like fire, like flames of all around. And what in his dream he saw like a head and like flames, like fire all around. When the fire burns, yes, flames, that reddish, that is called the flames. Then the figure spoke to him, and the figure means that structure started talking to him. King Midas, you have been a good king, a good man and a good father, said the figure. Your only flaw means the desire, had been your craving for something unimportant. You dream of a power you don't really want. Now, the figure is talking to the king, saying, "You're a good king, you're a good father, you're a good man, you're a kind person, everything is there. But the desire, the flaw, the want of, and you're craving for, you're wanting for, what is it? Unimportant, which has got no importance at all, but that is what you're always wanting for. And the power which you want, which you don't need it at all. It is not a real want. Oh, I do want this power." Now he's telling, "No, I want that power. I want it more than I want anything in the whole world," cried Midas. Now in his dream, it's happening. He says, "No, I want more of this only, this power only I want." And he started, crying out. Crying out means not tears, okay? He started calling out. "All right, but I warn you," giving you a warning, telling you something. "Gold, wealth and possessions are truly meaningless." Gold, wealth. What is the meaning of wealth? Having, so many, places, so many things in your life, like having too many cars, too many buildings, too many properties, all that is wealth. It's all money. And money, gold and wealth are meaningless. See, whenever we see something, we want that and we'll try to get that. Sometimes you do go on the wrong route to achieve that. So that's what's happening in this world, isn't it? Yes, you can see many unwanted things taking place. That because want of unnecessary needs you think of, you have to have. That is why all these things are happening. So here in this lesson, what the figure is telling the king? What is it? Gold, wealth and possessions are truly meaningless. It does not have any meaning. You require what you need, not what you, more than what your requirement. It is not necessary. That is what is the figure trying to tell the king. No, cried Midas, "Please, I beg you, give me the golden touch and I will never ask another thing and never make another wish and never dream another dream, I promise." Now see, in his dream this is happening. He said, no, I want this golden touch. I will never ask you for anything after this. This is my last wish, so I want that. "Granted then," said, okay, you can have it. Granted means, you are blessed with it, you can have it, said the figure. He could hardly wait to put his finger on something and see if he really did have the golden touch. He got up from his throne and walked out to the garden. Now he wanted to check if he really got the golden touch, so he was not having time to wait. He just rushed out to the garden. He reached out and touched his beautiful fountain. First what he did, he went to the garden, he went out and he reached out and touched the fountain. So what would have happened to the fountain? What would have happened? It would have turned gold, because he already granted his wish. So he just only wanted to take a trial. When he was trying to touch that, and when he touched it, the fountain became golden fountain. He reached out and touched his beautiful fountain. Lo, when something happened, you make a sound, oh, lo, and behold, the fountain, water and all turned instantly, so lovely shining gold, everything turned gold. He touched the plate, a spear, and just for fun he touched his daughter's old favorite teddy bear. That he touched for fun, not deliberately did it, intently did it, but for fun he touched even the teddy bear. That also turned gold. Every single thing he touched was turned by magic into pure gold. Midas had the golden touch. Now everything what he touched turned out to be gold, and this was the Midas golden touch. Gold, 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 everywhere it was full of gold. My life is complete and I have wealth beyond my wildest dream. Now, what is Midas saying? Everything he wanted, he's got it. Now, beyond my dream means which you can't even imagine that so much of gold. This never he can dream like this. He was so excited that the warning of the granter of wishes was forgotten. Now he has forgotten whatever as the person who granted him with the golden touch, all that he has forgotten. He had given a warning. He raced means ran fast. R-A-I-S-E, race means to, elevate, to lift. He raced out into the garden to tell his beloved daughter that his father's his life's fondest means the most loved wish had been granted. Now we wanted to inform this to the daughter. He wanted to tell that he was blessed with a wish which he had got a golden touch. He wanted to tell that, and he ran into the garden to tell this to the daughter. He saw her cross the garden and ran to her side, and then he reached out to put his arms around her to share this fantastic news. Now we wanted to share this fantastic news to her, and he was trying to reach out to her. As he touched her shoulder, he froze at the feel of her skin. It was as hard and cold as gold. See, as he touched her shoulder, she felt that something becoming very like icy cold, and that portion became, that no life, like it became hard, and it was so cold. He jumped back in amazement, and seeing that after touching her, what happened? Yes, she became a statue like. And he just jumped in amazement. He was so surprised. Just as he did, one of the beautiful birds who lived in the garden and always came to the princess landed on a very spot on her shoulder where he touched. So always this bird is to come to her. And as soon as he touched, the bird flew and came and sat on that particular portion where her father had touched her. The bird cried out in fright and flew far up into the sky. So as soon as the king touched her, the shoulder or the full body would have turned into gold. And the bird which always is to come and be with her, or sit with her, flew onto her shoulder and found that the shoulder was very cold, and it got a fright. It was so scared and it flew into the sky. Just as that happened, the king remembered the warning he had received. Gold, wealth and possessions are truly meaningless. Gold was meaningless. He realized the truth, but now it was too late to do anything. Now, when he touched the daughter he loved the most, had turned into gold. Now he was feeling so sorry. He was thinking of the warning. What is it? Gold, wealth and possessions are meaningless. It has got no meaning to have so much of wealth and gold and possessions. Then he realized it was so late to realize this, because he had already touched the beloved daughter. As he turned away in terrible pain, so now he's got terrible pain, means horrible pain, he felt a touch of his wrist. Which is wrist? Yes, this portion is called the wrist. This is your wrist. This joint is called the wrist. Now he felt somebody is touching on his wrist. He had a terrible pain. Then he felt like somebody touching on the wrist. As he turned in his throne, he felt he felt his crown slip from his head. So as he turned like this, he felt like the crown had fallen off his head. "Oh, father, you must have fallen asleep again," said a gentle voice. Now, as he had a pain, he turned and he felt like somebody touching on the wrist. And as he turned to see what, his crown had fell from his head. And now what? "Oh, father, you must have fallen asleep again." Now the daughter saying this, "Oh yeah, you are again gone to sleep," said a gentle voice, a soft voice. It was his beloved daughter. His touch of gold had been only a dream. Now it was not it is not what a real thing, it was only a dream. He jumps up from his throne and hugged his daughter. Yes, King Midas had learned a lesson. Yes, he said, "Yes, I had a dream," and now he learned a lesson not to, want of too much of gold. That very day the king gathered most of his great wealth and started to give it back to his subjects and to the poor of the kingdom. He became the wisest and the most generous king in the entire world. Now we realized having too much of gold or possessions or wealth, it's meaningless. So what he started doing, he started giving all his wealth and all his gold and all to all the people. All his subject means the people in his kingdom he gave, and he was the most wonderful king in the entire world. So what do you learn from this lesson? Not to be, greedy for anything. You should be happy with what you have. You should work hard to, get what you need. See, wanting is something different. Need is something different. Need means whatever you require, you need. Not more than that. So, should not be, greedy for anything. My dear children, please take it serious. Learn well. By the second week of March, the exams will start. So please prepare well, and you have to take your studies into consideration and learn properly. Okay? So read this lesson thoroughly, and I'll give you the words to write. I'll give it to you after some time. Okay? Bye then. Take care.